our team, our community. This is CondorsTown, and this is another Energy Condors connection. Now, here's Erik Fox and Ryan Holt.
What up, B-Town, on a almost rainy, can't make up its mind Tuesday. What's up? It's Erik Fox from Energy 95.3, joined on the other side of the split screen by my brother from another mother. That's Ryan Holt from the Big Show Condors. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. Santa's a couple days away here, so things are exciting.
Still trying to figure out what the heck happened to this year, because I swear it was January when I just blinked a minute ago. But here we are in December.
It was definitely December 1st and then went to the 19th, like in the span of 3 days. No doubt.
That's why I missed my birthday. There we go. We'll figure it out. Anyways, what's going on? We always talk about all things CondorsTown every single Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Last week we did a little different, but we're back to our normal schedule this week. Let's go and do as we always do. We talk about the parent organization first, and that's the Edmonton Oilers. A little bit of a tough spell in the last couple games. Florida apparently is not their favorite state in the union, because Tampa Bay and Florida, a couple of rough losses to them.
Yeah, two good teams. I thought they played well against Tampa, and didn't get the win. Had the lead for a good chunk of that game and was dominating for most of it. Tampa's a good team. Florida's a good team, and those games are going to happen. 8-2 in their last 10. Those are the stretches that you're going to need here. You're going to need to play, 500 or better hockey the rest of the way to get yourself in the postseason. They know that, and it starts with a pretty big road trip through kind of New York and New York City and over to New Jersey. So big road trip before the Christmas break, and hopefully a couple of wins coming up.
We were talking about the hole to dig out of, as the start of the year was not the best as what we expected. Nice thing about, at least in the Pacific, you're seeing a lot of teams struggling right now, except for the top two teams in the division. What are you seeing out there, and what needs to continue to happen?
Yeah, I think, the Oilers are in a good spot here. I think if you're, a betting man and you're looking at it and you're thinking, all right, is it Seattle, is it Arizona, or is it Edmonton? I think you're kind of leaning towards Edmonton. The goaltending needs to improve. They know that. Their goals against needs to improve. It has drastically over the last 10 games. And I think, with decent to above average goaltending, this is a juggernaut of a team. With decent goaltending, it's a good team. With above average goaltending, it's a very good team to, a playoff and Stanley Cup contender. So, I think they'll get that sorted out. I don't anticipate them, having issues getting into playoffs, but that said, they have to go out and win hockey games. And, the Islanders have been playing well. The Rangers have been a great surprise. And listen, the Devils are desperate. So, this is a tricky bit of a road trip here that, they got to navigate through.
Let's do a talk up and down the lines. We talked about goaltending. Obviously, we need some help in that realm. But what are you seeing on the up and downs for the lines for both offense and defense?
Well, I think Evan Bouchard's been a revelation. He's kind of a polarizing figure, just in the sense of, he's the Erik Karlsson of Edmonton, I guess, if you will. He's a highly offensive defenseman. But, when you look at, and I never understood this about defensemen, right? If you're scoring goals and your goals above, what you're giving up is greater than, is in a positive, then why wouldn't you rate them a top defenseman? And Bouchard, from every underlying statistic, is a top defenseman in the league. If you're looking at it and he's accounting for 2 or 3 goals a game and maybe he's letting up 1 goal a game, well, you're still +2, on the whole. Whereas maybe there's a defensive defenseman who doesn't give up a goal but never scores a goal or never accounts for a goal. So he's even. So what would you rather, I guess? Bouchard is an elite offensive defenseman. He's an elite defenseman in the league. He's only 24 years of age. That's a big boost for this team, I think, right now, that he's been able to take that next step and kind of come out of that pack, if you will, from being a good defenseman to a really elite above average defenseman. So offensively, the show goes on with, Hyman having a career year. I think they'd like to get Evander Kane and Connor Brown going. I think that's the next step to, kicking this offense into high gear. But I think, offensively, I'm not worried about them.
Talked about a lot of names that have come through the Condors organization that gone up there. Let's go and switch and talk about the local team. Since we talked last, 2 games played, not quite the results we expected. We had the field trip game, and then we had a game on Saturday. Let's start talking about the field trip game against Colorado. What'd you see out there?
Yeah, tight game, a game that the Condors led for a good chunk of it. Colorado got a late power play and they cashed in. And, that's the difference. Right now, the power play for the Condors it isn't connecting. And when your power play is not accounting for a goal or two a game, you end up in that 2-goal range, which, is tough to win on a nightly basis. So the offense got to get going. I think there's too much offensive firepower on this team for it to be where it is right now, kind of in that bottom third offensively. Defensively, I think the team's been great. It's been a roller coaster of a season just with the goaltending and things like that. But I think this team is playing well. I really do. And, the offense needs to kind of match that here moving forward.
Let's talk about Coachella. I mean, Coachella is a team that has been streaky, good and bad. I mean, obviously, we talked about it last time where a lot of injuries in Seattle is kind of taking a little hit on their roster, but they did top us 5-2 on that game on Saturday. What were we seeing?
Yeah, I don't think we were, as quote unquote bad as maybe that the scoreline would indicate. Colin Chuck kind of talked about at some point we need to stop, we need to save, and unfortunately that didn't happen. And it goes on the team, it goes on the entirety of the team, and everyone has their off nights, but it's an opportunity I think for Olivier Rodrigue here moving forward. I think to really shine. He came in relief, stopped 15-16, gave us a chance to win, and I think he's kind of the guy moving forward here for this group. So hopefully. With some steady goaltending in front of a really rock-solid defensive unit, I think that improves the offense incrementally moving forward.
Thank you. I believe it's Chassis. I'm probably butchering that name, so apologies. Thanks for checking in and watching the live broadcast here, but just wanted to chime in on that. Let's talk about the games ahead. Obviously, tomorrow night, we take on a team that is not going to be an easy one. They're top of the division right now, and that is Calgary. What are we doing for the prep?
Yeah. Well, we've got wings and craft beer tomorrow night. So if things don't go our way, at least they'll go our way off the ice. Calgary's a tough team, and they're coming in with 2 losses to San Jose. They get Dustin Wolf back, reigning MVP of the league. This is as tough a test as you get in the American Hockey League. The Condors have beaten them once in 11 games. Everyone knows the numbers. It's not like the Condors have only struggled against Calgary. Everybody struggled against Calgary.
Right.
So, it's a big test at home. We got to start banking some points away here, and some big games before Christmas here to try and build some momentum.
I'll point out it's also Energy 95.3 night, so you'll see me out there right before game. So I want to see you guys out there as you're out there for that.
You got to hit the horn. You got to get it going.
I got to hit the horn. If I don't hit the horn, then we don't win.
Exactly.
That's the problem. I've not hit the horn yet this season, so
exactly.
We'll change that around on tomorrow night. Let's talk about the upcoming weekend where it's kind of a weird one. Normally when you do a ping pong series, it's the same team, but different teams this time. Friday taking on Tucson. What are we seeing?
Yeah, Tucson comes in. They're playing well. I think they've been the surprise of the league, to be honest. They're at the 3 in the league or in the division. And, it's deserved. They've gotten really good goaltending from Matthew Villalta, and they've gotten timely offense. I didn't anticipate them being as offensive as they are, but they've been a bit of a surprise. We're going to Coachella Valley right after the game and right back down the Palm Desert for one final one before Christmas. So, this schedule is not going to let up now.
No.
It's 3 games the rest of the way every week. And there's a 4-game week in January. There's a 4-game week in February. So, this team, needs to find its offensive game and get into a rhythm, because when they do that, it goes the opposite way. And you're able to climb the standings. And that's where I think this team will go. But, this stretch, Calgary, Tucson, Coachella Valley is a tough week. Henderson and then a back-to-back with San Jose is a little bit of a lighter week, opponent-wise. But, there's 6 games here around the holiday break that, this Condors team wants to, start banking some points with.
Let's go and talk about that a little bit because, a tough loss to Coachella, maybe like you were saying, just an off game. How important it is to be able to face them again like a week later to maybe like shake off those demons?
It's big. I mean, we don't see them, till March after this. So, this is kind of your last crack at them for a couple of months. And it is important. I think it's important for us to play games, and it's starting to pick up, 3-4 this week, 3-4 next week. There's not going to be a lot of time to stew on things. So when you get going, things just start rolling. We saw that with, how many teams over the last couple of years where, you start getting, a couple of wins in the back pocket, and all of a sudden just that, you're not sitting on wins and you're not sitting on losses. So either way, you're able to get that momentum, keep going.
People want to check out the game tomorrow night for Energy Night or the Friday game against Tucson. What do people need to do?
Yeah, we've got $5 jumbo wings tomorrow night. The 3 jumbo wings, so the big ones, not just the little flats, for $5. And then the craft beer bars get $5 beers all night long. So that's a cool deal on Wednesday. And then it's $2 beer night on Friday against Tucson. And if you miss it this week, you can catch it next week because it's the same exact promotional schedule next week, Wednesday and Friday, wings and craft beer, and then $2 beer night. So,
but you won't have me next Wednesday, so you want to have me this Wednesday. I'm just going to say.
Either way, 4 games around the Christmas break. We got Santa in between, so it's going to be a great couple of weeks here in CondorsTown.
And if people can't make it to Coachella Valley on Saturday, what do people need to do?
HL TV will have you before Santa comes down the chimney.
There you go. Stuff your stocking with some W's between now and next time we talk here. And once again, Ryan Holt, I wish you a Merry Christmas and appreciate everything you do, my friend.
You as well. Appreciate you, and happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you at the rink.
And we'll catch you next time with another edition of your Energy Condors Connection with your Bakersfield Condors and, of course, Energy 95.3. We'll catch you next time. Peace.